let's now learn reactions of group 1 cations. What are the cations present in group 1? Cations present are Ag plus, Pb2 plus, and the reagent is dilute HCl, and we know that the precipitate is metal chloride. And remember, both AgCl and PbCl2 are both are white. Both are white precipitates. Both AgCl and PbCl2 are white precipitates. Now, separation of group 1 cations. That means if you have a mixture of PbCl2 and AgCl together, how to separate them? So, look at the scheme. Salt solution, add dilute HCl, then you get metal chloride. This metal chloride consists of both AgCl and PbCl2. Boil the mixture, then you get AgCl. Whereas PbCl2 is soluble in HCl. PbCl2 is soluble in hot water. So, when you boil the solution, PbCl2 will dissolve and the precipitate which is left out is AgCl. Now, the filtrate, this is residue, and PbCl2 will appear in the filtrate. Filtration. In the residue you have AgCl, in the filtrate you will have PbCl2. After filtration, cool it and you can recover PbCl2. So, in this way it is possible to separate AgCl and PbCl2. Remember that PbCl2 is soluble in hot water. Now, let us learn about reactions of Ag plus and Pb2 plus separately, one by one. Reactions of Ag plus. Let us learn reactions of Ag plus. Ag plus on reaction with sodium hydroxide, it will produce AgOH, which is white precipitate. It slowly changes into Ag2O, which is black. This happens on standing. Initially you get a white precipitate of silver hydroxide which slowly turns black due to formation of silver oxide. On reaction with dilute HCl, you get AgCl. This is soluble in ammonia. You get a soluble complex. Initially you get a white precipitate. This white precipitate is soluble in ammonia solution. Ag plus plus Ki, you get a yellow precipitate of AgI. Which does not dissolve in ammonia. Ag plus KCN, you get AgCN, which is a white precipitate. Ag plus K2CrO4, you get Ag2CrO4, it is brick red color. When H2S is passed, you get Ag2S, which is a black precipitate. So these are few important reactions of Ag plus. It gives initially white precipitate of silver hydroxide, which slowly turns black due to formation of silver oxide. With HCl, it forms a white precipitate which is soluble in excess of ammonia. With Ki, it forms AgI, which is insoluble in excess of ammonia. With KCN, you get AgCN, which is a white precipitate. With K2CrO4, you get Ag2CrO4, it has a brick red color. And with H2S, you get a black precipitate of Ag2S. So these are some important reactions of Ag plus. I just want to add one more thing. If you add excess of KCN, you get a soluble complex. You get a soluble complex of silver. So these are some important reactions of Ag plus. Now let's learn about reactions of Pb2 plus, plumbus. Pb2 plus reacts with dilute HCl. You get PbCl2, which is the white precipitate soluble in hot water. B. Pb2 plus with ammonia solution. Ammonia solution is chemically ammonium hydroxide. You get a white precipitate of plumbus hydroxide, insoluble in excess of ammonia. C. Pb2 plus plus NaOH. You initially get a white precipitate of this plumbus hydroxide, and this will dissolve in excess of NaOH, and you get plumbite. This is a soluble substance. Pb2 plus plus KCN, you get a white precipitate of PbCN taken twice. This is insoluble in excess of KCN. Pb2 plus plus Ki, you get PbI2. This is a yellow precipitate. In excess Ki, it forms PbI4 2 minus, a soluble complex. Pb2 plus plus H2SO4, dilute sulfuric acid. With dilute sulfuric acid, it will give a white precipitate of PbSO4. Pb2 plus plus K2CrO4, potassium chromate, and get PbCrO4. It's a yellow precipitate. So these are few important reactions of lead. You have one more, I'll add one more here, H. Pb2 plus plus H2S gives rise to PbS, which is a black precipitate. It's a black precipitate. So these are few important reactions of lead. Try to realize the differences. With Ag plus, you get a brick red precipitate. In this case, you get a yellow precipitate. With Ag plus, you don't get a precipitate of sulfate. With Ag plus, you don't get this solubility in excess of Ki. Whereas with Ag plus, excess of KCN will dissolve the complex. With sodium hydroxide, you don't get a soluble substance in Ag plus. ammonium hydroxide, you always end up with a soluble substance. Here AgCl is soluble in excess of HCl due to complex formation.